First, let's look at the precautions to be taken when fitting the lip seals. Engines are now sealed by two types of lip seals which are not interchangeable. The elastomer type lip seal is fitted with a spring to hold it in contact with the shaft and a lip in the shape of a V which has a surface treatment. The thermoplastic PTFE lip seal, polytetrafluoroethylene with a Teflon base. The surface contact area of the thermoplastic PTFE lip seal on the shaft requires no surface treatment, contrary to the elastomer seal. The absence of a spring limits the force of the seal against the shaft. The Teflon provides a low resistance to friction. In all cases, refer to the technical documentation to find out about the precautions to be followed when fitting the lip seals. Now let's look at rebuilding the engine. First, let's look at the cylinder block. Rebuilding the cylinder block consists notably of fitting the crankshaft, the connecting rods and the pistons, and the balancer shafts if the engine is equipped with them, the oil pump, and lastly the cylinder block sump. Before refitting a piston into the cylinder, you must first fit the piston rings. The piston rings are fitted in the following order. First, the oil scraper piston ring. Then the sealing ring. And lastly, the fire protection ring. These three piston rings must be fitted using a special tool. The piston ring gaps must be fitted at 120 degrees to each other in order to ensure the sealing during the compression and piston power stroke phases. Before refitting the connecting rods to the pistons, you must fit the bearing shells. Fitting the upper and lower bearing shells is done using special tooling. You must then fit each connecting rod into each piston and fit the piston gudgeon pin. The gudgeon pin is free-fitted. In this case, the movement is stopped by two rings or secured inside the connecting rod. You must refer to the technical documentation to find out about the special procedures involved. When refitting the pistons into the cylinders, you must compress the piston rings using a special tool. The cylinder must be lubricated with new engine oil. You can use a mallet to help fit the pistons in place. To avoid damaging the surfaces of the cylinders or the crankshaft crank pins, you must protect the end of the connecting rod with a rubber material. You must then refit the connecting caps to the crankshaft. Lastly, let's look at refitting the balancer shafts. You must measure the tooth clearance and determine the thickness of the new clearance adjustment shims to be fitted. Lastly, you must refit the oil pump and the sump by tightening in the sequence as recommended in the technical documentation.